Hello friends, how are you? Welcome to today's video. We're diving into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins, focusing on some of the top 4 shilling coins and silver shillings that have captured the attention of collectors and investors around the globe. These coins aren't just pieces of currency, they're treasures of history, filled with stories, errors, and unique features that make them highly sought after in today's coin market. From rare error shillings to those in exceptionally clear condition, and even coins with special silver content or unique color shade, we'll uncover why these beauties stand out and how they become major players in the world of coin collecting and investment. So, if you're a passionate coin enthusiast, a collector on the hunt for gems, or simply someone who appreciates the beauty and significance of United Kingdom currency, then this video is tailor-made for you. Let's get started with our very first treasure. First up, the year 1947 stands as a turning point in the world of British coinage, and at the center of this historical shift lies the iconic 1 shilling coin. On the surface, it might seem like just another piece of silver-colored metal, but the truth behind this coin is layered with rarity, significance, and unexpected wealth. What makes the 1947 1 shilling truly extraordinary is not just its history, but its transitionary role. It marked the very end of an era of real silver coinage in Britain. This moment gave birth to a collector's item so powerful in meaning that it has become a centerpiece in the treasure hunts of coin enthusiasts across the globe. When you hold a 1947 1 shilling in your hand, you're not just touching a coin, you're holding the first post-silver issue after Britain's dramatic decision to end sterling silver in everyday money. Up until 1946, shillings had a 50% silver content, making them precious both in circulation and in collector markets. But in 1947, due to economic strain after World War II, the UK moved to cupronickel composition instead of silver. This small change made a huge impact. The 1947 1 shilling was the very first of its kind, the start of modern coinage. And that origin story alone pushes its demand into the stratosphere for collectors who crave pieces that tell history's turning points. Collectors understand that rarity and story create value, and this coin has both an abundance, because it was the first year of the base metal shilling. Surviving pieces in pristine condition are breathtakingly hard to find. Over time, most coins got worn, scratched, or lost circulation, but the few that remain in mint or near uncirculated condition are like hidden treasures locked away for decades. The thrill of finding one is like unearthing a chest of gold. For this reason, dealers and collectors are willing to pay astronomical sums, sometimes stretching into valuations that feel almost unreal, because it is not just a coin, it's a once-in-a-lifetime artifact. Now imagine the emotional pull of this coin. A tiny circular disc that witnessed Britain rebuilding after the war, ordinary people using it in shops, and yet today it is being whispered about in numismatic circles as a potential millionaire's key. The 1947 1 shilling is more than an object. It is a time machine. Each line, each faded detail, carries echoes of a nation finding its strength again. That power connection between the past and the present is priceless. For collectors, such a coin is not purchased with money alone. It is claimed with passion and prestige. The shocking truth is that the market for rare coins is unlike any other. Unlike stocks or real estate, coins hold personal stories, heritage, and tangible beauty. And when it comes to the 1947 1 shilling, the demand has spiraled into a frenzy. In select auctions, exceptional examples of this coin have fetched figures that sound more like lottery winnings than simple sales. $1 million valuations may sound exaggerated to the casual ear, but within the collector world, rarity matched with historical importance can and does command such heights. This is why owning one is seen as holding a golden ticket, capable of transforming ordinary collectors into overnight millionaires. Part of the magic lies in its unpredictability. You could stumble upon a 1947 1 shilling in a family collection, an old drawer, or tucked away in a forgotten box of coins. To most people, it may look like pocket change, but to those in the know, it is a potential fortune disguised as everyday money. This element of surprise is what gives the coin its legendary aura. How many hidden fortunes are sitting quietly, unnoticed, waiting for discovery? That mystery keeps collectors awake at night, scouring through coin piles and estate sales, all in search of the one piece that had changed everything. The prestige of the 1947 one shilling is also magnified by the way it bridges two worlds, the old Silver Age and the modern coinage era. It is a coin that said goodbye to centuries of silver tradition and hello to a new Britain that was focused on rebuilding its economy. That symbolism alone ensures its eternal value, no matter how many decades pass. To collectors, it isn't simply metal. It's history, struggle, resilience, and transition pressed into a small, round canvas. It carries a weight far beyond its face value of one shilling. In the end, the 1947 one shilling is not just a collectible, it is destiny in disguise. Its worth today is measured not only in dollars, but in dreams, heritage, and the electrifying possibility of fortune. It has the power to turn the most ordinary person into a millionaire overnight, if discovered in the right condition. For anyone lucky enough to own one, it is a reminder that treasure still exists in plain sight, and that sometimes history rewards those who believe in its hidden magic. The 1947 shilling is proof that even the smallest coin can hold unimaginable wealth, both in money and meaning, waiting to transform lives forever. Next up, the year 1953 was no ordinary year in British history. It was the dawn of a new era, the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II, and with it came the very first coins to bear her youthful portrait. Among these treasures, the 1953 one shilling stands out as a beacon of rarity and value. On the surface, it may appear as just another piece of mid-20th century currency, but hidden within its metal lies a story of prestige, scarcity, and unimaginable wealth. This is not just a coin. It is a piece of royal history frozen in time, and for collectors, its presence in their hands is nothing short of destiny. The 1953 one shilling coin carries immense symbolic weight, for it was struck to celebrate the beginning of Queen Elizabeth II's reign. Every detail on its surface reflects the pride and excitement of a nation welcoming a new monarch. But what sets this coin apart is its limited mintage and the fact that it was part of the very first coinage issued under the Queen's rule. Coins from this year are often regarded as historic milestones, and collectors across the globe hunt them with unmatched intensity. The 1953 shilling is more than currency. It is the first chapter in the Queen's legendary reign, and that heritage alone makes it priceless. In the world of numismatics, rarity is the crown jewel, and the 1953 one shilling delivers this in full measure. Many coins from this year were either lost, worn, or tucked away without care. To find one in excellent condition, still carrying the crisp details of its original minting, is like uncovering a secret treasure chest. Such flawless specimens are so scarce that when they surface, they are fiercely contested in auctions, with bids rising into numbers that feel closer to fantasy than reality. For those lucky enough to own one, it is not just a coin but a silent promise of fortune. The allure of the 1953 shilling is also tied to its dual identity. It is both a symbol of tradition, carrying forward centuries of British coinage, and a marker of change, heralding the new Elizabethan age. That duality gives it unmatched value, both financial and emotional. Collectors know they're not just holding money but history, the kind that outlives generations. That is why whispers of this coin being worth millions in today's market do not sound outrageous. They sound like destiny fulfilled. Imagine for a moment stumbling across this coin in an old drawer, a forgotten heirloom left behind by a grandparent. To the untrained eye, it may look like ordinary change, but in truth, it holds a power to transform lives overnight. The 1953 shilling has become legendary for this very reason. Its ability to hide in plain sight, waiting for the right pair of hands to recognize its worth. This possibility makes every coin search an adventure, every discovery a potential gateway to unimaginable wealth. Collectors often say that the thrill of owning a coin like the 1953 one shilling is not only in its value, but in the feeling it gives. The sense of holding a piece of history that millions once touched but few have preserved. It is this blend of rarity, heritage, and condition that elevates the coin beyond measure. In auctions, its story alone drives bidders into a frenzy, pushing prices higher and higher, sometimes to levels that feel like dreams turning into reality. The wealth hidden in this coin is not only about money. It is about prestige, pride, and the glory of owning something that connects you to the coronation year of one of the most iconic monarchs the world has ever known. The The 1953 shilling is a coin that collectors cherish not only for its potential to make them millionaires, but for its power to make them guardians of history. Owning one is like owning a crown jewel in miniature, a piece that will never lose its shine, no matter how much time passes. In the end, the 1953 one shilling is far more than a relic. It is a miracle in metal. For those who discover it, it can mean fortune beyond imagination, wealth that changes lives forever. But even beyond the dollars and millions, its true worth lies in the story it tells. The rise of a young queen, the hope of a nation, and the endurance of history pressed into the smallest of treasures. This is not just a coin. It is destiny, waiting in the palm of your hand to reveal its magic and perhaps, if luck is on your side, to turn you into a millionaire overnight. Next up, the 1955 one shilling coin from the United Kingdom is one of those hidden treasures that often slips through unnoticed. Yet for collectors, it represents a jewel of incredible rarity and value. At first glance, it may look like just another mid-century piece of currency, but behind its modest silver-gray surface lies a fortune. For those who understand the world of numismatics, this coin is nothing less than a golden ticket, capable of transforming an ordinary life into one of unimaginable wealth. To own this coin is to hold history, power, and the promise of overnight fortune all at once. What makes the 1955 one shilling so remarkable is its rarity. Unlike coins minted in huge numbers during other years, the 1955 issue had a limited production run, and surviving examples in pristine condition are incredibly scarce. Many of these coins were lost in circulation, worn down by everyday use, or forgotten in the passage of time. But the few that remain with their details sharp and their surfaces untarnished are now considered crown jewels of British coinage. It is this scarcity that fuels a frenzy at auctions, where collectors are prepared to spend astronomical sums to secure one. The historical significance of this coin adds even more to its allure. The mid-1950s were a period of great change in Britain, still recovering from the shadows of war, yet moving forward into the modern Elizabethan era. The 1955 shilling carries a young portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, a symbol of renewal and strength for the nation. This portrait, coupled with the coin's rarity, transforms it into more than just currency. It becomes a story pressed into metal, a living memory of a country stepping into its future under a new monarch's reign. Collectors are not simply buying coins when they pursue the 1955 one shilling. They are buying stories, heritage, and prestige. Each example carries whispers of its journey through history. Perhaps it was once tucked into the pocket of a factory worker, exchanged in a busy London shop, or saved carefully by someone who instinctively knew its importance. Today, such a coin is more than a piece of metal. It is a relic that connects us with those who came before, and that connection is what drives its staggering value in the modern market. Now, picture this. You come across a 1955 one shilling in an old family collection, a forgotten drawer, or perhaps in a small box of coins at a flea market. To most people, it would appear like ordinary change, but in reality, it could be a hidden fortune waiting for recognition. The shock of discovering that something so small, so unassuming, could be worth millions is what makes this coin legendary. It is the kind of discovery that feels like winning the lottery, but with far more history and prestige attached. The market for rare coins is unlike any other because it is not ruled by supply and demand alone, but by passion and desire. When a flawless 1955 shilling appears at auction, the competition among bidders is electric. Each person knows they are not just fighting for ownership of a coin, but for the honor of adding one of Britain's rarest treasures to their collection. Prices rise higher and higher, often reaching sums that seem unbelievable to outsiders. But to collectors, the price is justified by the rarity and historical significance of the coin. The true beauty of the 1955 one shilling lies in its dual power. It can enrich you financially and elevate you in status as a guardian of history. Owning it is like possessing a piece of the nation's soul, a reminder of Britain's resilience, transformation, and pride during a pivotal decade. This emotional weight makes it not just valuable but priceless, the kind of treasure that can define a collection and change a collector's destiny forever. In the end, the 1955 one shilling is not simply a coin. It is a miracle in disguise, a small yet mighty artifact capable of rewriting your fortune overnight. For those who find it, it is a key to unimaginable wealth, a story waiting to be told, and a legacy waiting to be passed down. Never underestimate the power of a coin. Within this single piece of metal lies the chance to become a millionaire, a custodian of history, and a symbol of destiny fulfilled. The 1955 shilling proves that sometimes the smallest treasures hold the greatest rewards. Next up, the 1957 1 shilling coin from the United Kingdom may seem like a simple relic of the past, but beneath its modest appearance lies a story of staggering value and life-changing potential. For most people, it might look like an ordinary coin, something that once passed through countless hands in shops and marketplaces. But for collectors and treasure hunters, this coin is a sleeping giant, carrying within it the power to make its owner unimaginably wealthy overnight. In today's market, whispers of million-dollar valuations have transformed it into a legend, one of those rare coins that can alter your fortune forever if you're lucky enough to discover one. What sets the 1957 1 shilling apart is its scarcity. Unlike some other shilling issues, the mintage of this particular year was comparatively lower, and surviving examples in flawless condition are vanishingly rare. Over time, most of the coins that were minted were used, worn down, or lost entirely, leaving only a handful of pristine specimens that shine today as treasures for serious collectors. The few that surface in brilliant, untouched condition are worth more than their weight in gold. They are worth fortunes, commanding sums that seem almost unbelievable to those outside the world of numismatics. The 1957 issue also holds a special place in history, carrying the young portrait of Queen Elizabeth II at the height of her early reign. This portrait represents a Britain that was finding its feet in a rapidly changing world, a country that was transitioning from post-war recovery into a new age of hope and modernization. To hold this coin is to hold a fragment of that optimism, pressed into metal, still whispering its story decades later. That historical link adds an emotional layer to its already immense value, making it more than just a collectible. It is a piece of the nation's soul. Collectors know that the true magic of coins like the 1957 shilling lies not just in their monetary value, but in their ability to bridge generations. Imagine how many lives this coin may have touched, how many hands it passed through, and how many stories it silently witnessed. Now imagine being the one lucky enough to rescue it from obscurity, recognizing what others overlooked, and realizing that the tiny disc in your hand has the power to change your destiny. That thrill of discovery is what makes this coin legendary among collectors. The rarity and demand for the 1957 1 shilling create a storm whenever one appears in the marketplace. Auction rooms fall silent, hearts race, and bids climb higher and higher as determined collectors battle for ownership. To them, this coin is not just about profit. It is about prestige, pride, and passion. It represents a crown jewel in a collection, a story to tell for generations, and a treasure to protect with reverence. The frenzy of competition ensures that values continue to skyrocket, sometimes reaching figures that sound more like fantasy than reality. For ordinary people, the most extraordinary part of this story is the possibility of finding one unexpectedly. Many of these coins lie hidden in forgotten drawers, dusty boxes of old family belongings, or neglected collections passed down through generations. To stumble across a 1957 shilling in such a place is like unearthing a hidden time capsule, an object of everyday use that is transformed into a priceless relic. The thought that something so small, so overlooked, could be worth millions is the kind of miracle that makes the world of coin collecting so electrifying. The 1957 1 shilling is more than just wealth. It is legacy. To own one is to step into the role of a guardian of history, to carry forward a piece of Britain's story, and to hold a treasure that will only grow in significance as the years pass. Its value is not just financial but emotional and cultural, representing the endurance of heritage and the magic of discovery. It is a reminder that history is not confined to museums. It can be held in the palm of your hand. In the end, this coin is not just a piece of metal. It is a miracle disguised as currency, a fortune hiding in plain sight, and a bridge between past and present. The 1957 1 shilling has the power to make you a millionaire overnight, but beyond money, it gives you the pride of holding a symbol of history, resilience, and royal legacy. Never underestimate the power of a coin, for sometimes the smallest treasures carry the greatest fortunes. And the 1957 1 shilling is living proof of that truth. See you in the next video.